see Almirola doing so good. And the other thing, too, there we go. We got an in-car shot. What is that, 157?
150 whatever.
153? 153, man.
I told you the booth is a good place to be.
Yeah.
So look right here. He's driving 153. He's in the corner right here, so it's very busy. But on the straightaway, it looks like he's moving his hands around, either trying to get. There you go, out the window.
Oh,
now, can you feel that as a driver?
You don't do that. Yeah, I mean, if you're racing at a normal racetrack under normal conditions, you don't think about doing that. That tells you right there how miserable he is. He is so miserable that even though he's trying to focus on the car, run the line he needs to run, he's going to stick his hand out the window to get some cool air. And he's not really getting a ton, but he's trying to get anything he can get.
Well, he needs to, hey, put it in perspective. That's 155 degrees. Medium rare steak. You take that off the grill at 155. Also, I mean, it is cooking in that car.
On the right side, he got a little bit down here. See that? That's coming from the passenger side window blowing in there, and he's not feeling that either. I mean, these guys are suffering through this. I'm glad I'm not out there. This is probably the worst I've ever seen it. I've never seen temperatures we've had temperature thermometers and everything inside the cars for years and never seen temperatures this high.
Well, and we talk to fans why they've come out, and we appreciate it. They're in shorts, T-shirts, having a cold beverage. But these race car drivers, look what we have to do. Ryan Truex was nice enough so we can get a little sneak peek. Dale, display all of these items he's putting on.
All right, he's got the Nomex underwear he's going to keep put on there in his suit. He's got a head sock and his helmet and his gloves. I mean, that's a lot to be wearing in this kind of temperatures. I mean, the interior of the
you
car.
wear that to the beach?
Yeah.
And remember, guys, yesterday during the Xfinity race, which is 100 miles shorter, there were guys losing over 8 pounds during the race.
We got guys in this race today that ran that race, so they had to somehow put all those fluids back in their bodies overnight. And if they were smart, they would have went to the Infield Care Center and got an IV and did that. That's the best way to do it. Dave.
So Kurt Busch not running bad right now. In fact, fairly relaxed. You notice that just sticking the hand out the window. But when he was passed by Larson, he just informed the crew very calmly, the back is not sticking. We kind of lost grip overall, but it's all good.
So you talk about those double-duty drivers. Let's talk about Chase Elliott in the 9. He didn't have the best car yesterday. He worked extremely hard behind the wheel. We saw him get out after the Xfinity race, just how gassed he was. You mentioned it this morning in the meeting. He has to go get those fluids. But the question is, will he know during this race if he's ready to run 400 miles?
I mean, you don't. You just go out there and try to do it. You can see right here climbing. I mean, he was smart to go get those IVs and those fluids. I think that, when you go through something that these guys went through yesterday, you might as well go get checked out in the medical center and get whatever they need. Get in there and get you feeling good. I talked to Elliott this morning. He said he feels like a new man. So we'll see if that rings true at the end of this race. Dave.
And the suit that he was wearing yesterday did not function. The vest, I should say, it's called a chippy vest. Did not function the way that it was supposed to. And Chase told me this morning that he believes it's fixed for today. The problem with that suit, and it's not the kind that we showed you on our air this week that Jimmy Johnson wears. It's a little different. The problem is when the chippy vest is not blowing air through it, it does heat up. And he says that definitely contributed to the problems I had yesterday. So far, so good for Chase as far as heat goes today.
I used that vest a little bit last year. Jimmy Johnson introduced it to me. It's got a little gel chemical that runs to it. It's amazing when it works. The only thing is all these teams really, they use all the amperage in the cars. And this vest doesn't use that much. I mean, it's only 7 amps or so, but they use so many amps to get these cars to handle well with the fans and so forth that sometimes when you overload these cars during the race, something's going to start cutting out. Right. And typically they wire the system, believe it or not, so that the interior driver comfort stuff fails first. Believe that or not.
I made that decision.
You had mentioned the drivers that had run in the Xfinity Series. 3 of the drivers that ran yesterday are in the top 9 right now, including Kyle Larson, who won the race, currently running second. Let's listen in to 48 radio.
You talk to us, you tell him to block. If he starts to go down the bottom, you tell Jimmy to go down the bottom, just park it. You got it.
There you have it. Race leader Eric Almirola coming up behind the 48, and you just heard it. Block him. Well, it didn't work. because Almirola is going to go by trying to put that 48 a lap down.
He's going to fight for it. I mean, you got to. Not much of a fight there off of the corner, but Jimmy's car's just not driving well enough for him to really put up much of a fight. I mean, it's obviously getting lapped here by Eric, and Eric, it's a jar. It's fast. Jimmy was flying earlier. Let's see. Off of turn 2, man. Jimmy just wheeling it. And that's the thing, man. If you got a car that's not driving that well, that's when you get time to think about how miserable you are inside that car.
And amazingly, a little over a year ago, Eric Almirola suffered a compression fracture in a crash in Kansas. Now he comes out of turn 4. He's going to win his first ever stage in the Monster Energy Cup Series. Almirola wins stage 1. Martin Truex Jr. fighting back, starting at the back. He finishes 3rd. Harvick top 5. Keselowski 6th. Ryan Blaney gaining some valuable stage points. Logano, Elliott, and Eric Jones. But it's Almirola. Once again, Stewart Haas flexing their muscles here in the Monster Energy Cup Series.
Anybody that tells you that they don't want a full head of hair is lying.
It was like really thinning out on the top. I was like, HBO directly to your TV without cable. Watch the most talked about shows. And more of the biggest and latest hit movies. Plus, see big premieres the same time as they air on TV. Anytime, anywhere. HBO Now. Stream free for 1 month.
Anybody that tells you that they don't want a full head of hair is lying.
It was like really thinning out on the top. I was like, here we go.
Once Hims came along, I realized that doesn't have to happen to me.
It's an easy, fast, and inexpensive way to keep hair.
It was really comforting to have a doctor make me feel really confident that this is a product I should be using.
What you get from Hims is definitely worth the price.
I'm no longer going bald. Yay!
These crispy tenders are so flavorful and crispy.
Flispy. It's this thing I do where I combine 2 words to make a cooler word. I also came up with Labradoodle.
You had a Labrador who could draw?
Nothing beats our new $3.99 crispy tender dinner. Hurry in and try it today.
Toyota straight away. Hamilton second. Moving up high on the inside.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, Dad, what are you doing?
Kevin here says Mobile One annual protection is proven to protect for 20,000 miles.
It'll save you a lot of time.
And what do I always say about time?
Well, you say there's not enough time in the day, and then you sigh loudly, and then you say your shins hurt. Hey, with all this extra time...
Sorry, buddy. Kevin and I have a tea time at 11.
20,000 miles between oil changes guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection. Available at these locations.
Eric Almirola just won the first stage of the Overton's 400 from here at Chicagoland Speedway. Coming up on Wednesday, and every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, NBC Sports on Sirius XM, joining the morning drive. That's NASCAR Radio Channel 90. And this week, Steve Letarte, you get to jump on board with the boys.
Oh, I can't wait. I love calling in Pete Pistone, my man Mike Bagley, talk about some racing. That show's so much fun, really in touch with the fans.
And you see the crews up on the wall getting ready for their teams to come on to pit road. And here they come, Dave.
Kurt Busch back to fourth, informing his crew that his car has gone a little bit to the free side. Kyle Anderson will hand us some fresh water. That is typical. He'll get 4 fresh Goodyear tires and air pressure adjustment in them. And Sunoco fuel, Kelly.
Eric Almirola capturing his first stage win. He said it's turning better. He said, really, I'm pretty happy with it. It's basically doing everything that I wanted to, so not much work to be done here. Just 4 fresh Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel, Marty.
Here's what happened. happens when your pit stall is assigned. Second and third, pitting front to back. Martin Truex Jr. in third said his car was better the longer they ran. They were top 3 lap times on all tires. Kyle Larson right behind him said he wants water and an ice bag and a long stop for the 42. Trouble with the left rear, and there's a problem right behind. Denny Hamlin couldn't get out of his stall. Exactly what we talked about. All these assigned stalls. Trouble here on pit road for the 11 car.
Yeah, that race off pit road is brought to you by Kroger Click List, and Eric Almirola is going to hold serve. How about Eric Jones gaining 5 spots, but Martin Truex Jr. losing 6 positions on that pit cycle. See if we can dial up Eric Almirola and talk to him, the winner of stage 1.
Hey, Eric, Jeff Burton in the booth. You with us?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, that was your first stage win. Tell us where your car's so strong.
Everywhere. Johnny and all the guys on this midfield team did a great job making some changes for the race today, and our board fusion's really fast, so it just feels good. The track's really slick and old and worn out, and my car's making good grip, so able to drive around here pretty good. Pretty comfortable. That's what it takes.
Well, the show looks good so far. Hope it keeps up for you, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks. Got a long way to go, but really happy with it so far. So proud of everybody at Sewer Haas Racing.
It's worked out well. The strength continuing to show for the 10 team and everybody else with Stewart Haas.
Still at
HBO Now. Stream all of HBO directly to your TV without cable. Watch the most talked about shows. And more of the biggest and latest hit movies. Plus, see big premieres the same time as they air on TV. Anytime, anywhere. HBO Now. Stream free for 1 month.
These crispy tenders are so flavorful and crispy.
Flispy. It's this thing I do where I combine 2 words to make a cooler word. I also came up with Labradoodle.
You had a Labrador who could draw?
Nothing beats our new $3.99 crispy tender dinner. Hurry in and try it today.
Toyota straight away. Hamilton second. Moving up high on the inside.
Toyota. Let's go places. Hey, Dad, what are you doing?
Kevin here says Mobile One annual protection is proven to protect for 20,000 miles.
It'll save you a lot of time.
And what do I always say about time?
Well, you say there's not enough time in the day, and then you sigh loudly, and then you say your shins hurt. Hey, with all this extra time...
Sorry, buddy. Kevin and I have a tea time at 11.
20,000 miles between oil changes guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection. Available at these locations.
You okay there, Kurt?
We're about to move.
Karate helps relieve some of the house buying stress. At least you don't have to worry about homeowners insurance. Call Geico. I'm calling Geico right now.
Get to know Geico for homeowners insurance.
The Daytona race in July is the fun Daytona race. It's hot and the track's slick.
Every time I go there in July, my eyes are this big. Daytona? Really?
Winner and race leader Eric Almirola there in the Smithfield t-shirt. He was enjoying himself yesterday, and he threw Rutledge Wood right into the pool. Rutledge, you've dried off, right?
I did, Rick. Luckily, I've been running around the infield here and telling people to use the hashtag HeyRut. I got a great tweet that said, hey, you got to come over and find me. This is where we are. We got a great slip inside, so I came over and found him. And guys, I'm going to be honest, I've looked into it. It's not enough water for me to get down, but I got some great GoPro footage of 3 girls going down. But as you can see, it's a pretty solid surface. They're pumping water from a pickup truck to get up the hill and go down. But Rick, I can tell you, the stream was a bit weak for me. I couldn't get down there.
It was a little bit dangerous. As the field now approaches the Geico restart zone, Almirola, Harvick, 1 and 2. Fighting for position back there. fourth, fifth, sixth. 4 wide now for fifth.
You got to know it's Kyle Busch. He's going to take that outside. That's his MO, man. If he's on the outside line and he can make it 3 wide or 4 wide, he's going to try to do it.
How about that run by the 4 car through 1 and 2? He did not get a good start, but he flew through 1 and 2.
Kurt Busch had a little trouble through the bumps there and got tight underneath Brad Keselowski. We got a great battle for the lead.
Harvick's trying to take it away from Almirola. Harvick on the inside. Can he complete the pass? Almirola strong on the outside as they go to 1.
Harvick can stay right there. I think you'll have the advantage in 3 and 4. I think the bottom is better over there. Good job by Almirola. Yeah,
holding off Harvick. And remember, they're teammates.
Not now. I mean, you got the lead. Somebody's trying to take it from you. You don't care who it is.
Almirola, Harvick, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, the top 5.
We've been waiting on this performance from Almirola all year long. I mean, he's been sitting there being consistent, but not running in the top 3, not getting the same type of dominance that we've seen out of his other teammates.
Junior, remember, he was a half a lap away from winning the Daytona 500.
Absolutely, but since then, he's sort of been just right inside that top 10. This is what we want to see from Eric. And this is what Eric wants to see. So it's a career day for him.
Well, he's driving away from arguably the best driver this year. You got Martin Truex Jr., you got Kyle Busch, and certainly Kevin Harvick. So right now, he's driving away. Junior, that feels so good, doesn't it?
It does. It does feel good, but it's early. You got to hope that, your car still has that dominance late in the race. This track's going to change a little bit. He's got to keep up with it. He knows his teammate Harvick, and those guys, Rodney on the box, they're smart. They know exactly what they need to do the rest of this race. His team has yet to be able to prove that.
Junior, you just mentioned that Almirola is having a career day. He has already led more laps today than the last 3 seasons combined. So that's how good Almirola is running here at Chicagoland. Marty.
Hey, Rick, what's missing from this picture of the top 5? That's Kyle Larson, who was running second when he came to pit road. When he came to a stop in his pit stall, Denny Hamlin was behind him. Again, Denny Hamlin and his team didn't pass inspection. They were assigned that stall. Hamlin could not get out because Kyle Larson was sitting there because his car completely died electrically. You can see the dash goes black for Kyle Larson once he's in the stall. So he didn't know what to do. He has since gone out. You see him there turning on the master electrical switch, trying to refire the car. They were able to get him back out. He was able to cycle the ECU. He is back up to full power now on the racetrack, but lost a ton of spots here on pit road. Junior, I can't imagine what it's like coming to pit road and all of a sudden everything in front of you goes completely black. What's that like as a driver?
Well, these cars have changed so much over the years. The protocol on what to do when that happens is often unknown by the driver. So the driver has to get the information from he has to relay really what happened first and then try to get some information from the crew chief. Hopefully the crew chief knows what to do.
Well, I was going to tell you, and then once you tell me, I look at the motor guy, and I find him, and I say, okay, I know I'm supposed to remember all these codes and situations, but come help me, because there are so many different functions within that dash. You definitely need an expert.
Just switch to the second ignition. That's not there no longer.
No. It's going to be fun. I mean, Kyle Larson doesn't like this, but, it's going to be fun for us to watch Kyle Larson use these different lines to get himself back to the front. He came in second. He's back in 12th right now. So you see right now, Junior, you keep talking about above that seam. Well, early in this run, he's already gone there. Look at the run he's going to get down the back straightaway.
Man, that's fun. To me, that's some of the funnest thing you do behind the wheel of a car in the Cup Series is running that high line. And the tracks that provide it, they're the best ones, man.
Closing in on the 88 now of Alex Bowman.
The one thing that I've heard from Kyle, though, is he doesn't feel like he has to run the top as much this year. He's talked about how his cars are better, and he thinks that people are saying, hey, you run the bottom more often. He says, well, I can now. Last year I was forced to go to the top to make that time.
Look how close that is right there.
Wow.
He's entering the turns at over 180 miles an hour, and he's about a foot away from the wall.
Yeah, the closer you run there, the higher you enter, the quicker you can get to that throttle and more speed you carry off.
Just to be clear, the closer I am to the disaster, the better I'm going to be.
Yeah. I mean, I will tell you that I thought that I was really good at running a high line, and we came here a couple years ago, and I saw Kyle out there in the race going in higher than me. And he would actually get to the end of the safer barrier, and turn right, because the safer barrier goes away from the car, and then there's a little bit of a gap to the fence. So he would drive to the fence. As soon as he got to the end of the safer barrier, turn right, get back on the fence, and then enter the corner. And I'm like, that's insane. Why is he doing that? I tried it. I ran faster. So I mean, the more you can widen that entry, and it's dirt. He learned. I mean, I don't know because I'm not a dirt racer, but I believe that he's learned that. That's what you do on the cushion when you're running dirt. And you see all these dirt guys are really running that high line the best. We saw it yesterday in the Xfinity Series.
There's a battle for 6 as Eric Jones had it, and Joey Logano wants to take it away. And Logano easily gets by the 20.
There you go, Logano. He's one of the guys that I picked to run well today. He was sitting there inside the top 10, just inside the top 10. The Penske cars have been fast all weekend.
Still out front, it is a Ford party. Almirola, Harvick, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, all in the top 4.
HBO Now. Stream all of HBO directly to your TV without cable. Watch the most talked about shows. And more of the biggest and latest hit movies. Plus, see big premieres the same time as they air on TV. Anytime, anywhere. HBO Now. Stream free for 1 month.
These crispy tenders are so flavorful and crispy.
Flispy. It's this thing I do where I combine 2 words to make a cooler word. I also came up with Labradoodle.
You had a Labrador who could draw?
Nothing beats our new $3.99 crispy tender dinner. Hurry in and try it today.
Straight away, Hamilton second, moving up high on the inside.
Toyota. Let's go places.
So, Mobile One annual protection protects for 20,000 miles?
Yes, it's been proven.
Yeah? And it works in any vehicle?
Yes.
That's awesome.
And so are you. No, seriously, I think you're a good person. I respect you. You're my best friend. I want to hang out more. I'm sorry.
20,000 miles between oil changes guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection. Available at these locations.
I just got a tip that'll crack this case wide open.
Did McGruffy Wuffy get a tippy whippy?
Who's a good boy?
Is him a good boy?
As long as people talk baby talk to dogs, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Enjoying Monster Energy Cup Series racing from Chicagoland Speedway. This telecast presented by Steel. And let's listen into the 18 radio and just see how Kyle Busch feels about his car.
So I lost count. Is that 8?
I don't know, but it's a lot.
I mean, Kyle's such a great communicator with his team, but when things aren't right, he's going to, we used a scale, 1 to 10, all right?
Well, we tried. There were days that you went off scale. That would be off scale.
He just says words more often, and that's why his crew chief knows that that's a serious concern. He doesn't wait. He doesn't mince. Right. You're going to get what you get with him.
But listen, you and I talked about that. I would tell you, listen, I don't need pleases and thank yous. Just tell me what I need. I don't have time for all that other stuff.
No filter. No sugarcoat it.
Well, guys, I talked to Kyle this morning, and he told me in one word. I said, how's your car? Junk. That was the answer. And I'm like, listen, Steve and I have done this for a long time, Junior. We hear that every day. They all tell us, well, my car's no good, we're not going to run good, and then they all do. But he said it, and so far, he's right. They just have not been close.
Kelly.
Rick, they've been a little bit more descriptive at times over the 18 radio. A little while ago, Kyle saying that he it just lifts up the front end like 6 inches, and I just lose the front end. I've got no grip. And then Adam Stevens said, look, I've got no interest in running 12th all day. When you bring it to me, we're going to work on it. Well, guess for the running, 12th.
Yeah, and surprisingly, there's two sides to Kyle Busch. Obviously, the racing side where he's very frustrated, but there's also the fan side. If you are parked in the infield of most racetracks that we go to, you might surprisingly have a Kyle Busch autograph on a flag. If you're a Kyle Busch fan and you've got it out there, he will go at nights or when he has an off time, when he's not on the racetrack, he'll go around and meet fans and just sign autographs and say hello and say thank you. So there are definitely two sides to the driver of the 18.
He talked about the car lifting up, the nose coming up when he got behind guys. So what that tells me, if I'm a driver, is that when he gets in dirty air, when he's lacking downforce on the nose, the shocks aren't holding the car down, or either the stops are too soft and they're pushing the car up. What is that? What can you do for me, Steve?
Well, it can't be just a sensation. So first, let's talk dirty air. So dirty air, you're driving down the interstate, you go behind the tractor trailer. Everybody's done that. You feel it move your car around. That is the tractor trailer in front of you disturbing the air. Well, that's 70 miles an hour. Imagine 180 miles an hour. That wake is unbelievable. That's the dirty air you're talking about. So unfortunate part, to your point, is adjustments. I have a whole list, but they're all in the garage. New shocks, new bump stops, different chassis settings. During the race, though, other than some air pressure and perhaps just freeing the car up, overall balance, there's not a lot I can do. The one thing I would be asking, what are your temps? Tape is free grip. There you go. Put a little tape on the grill. That's what I've been looking for out of the 18.
And on such a hot day, very difficult, you would think, to try to restrict the amount of air that gets to the engine.
A lot of these guys will, practice and sort of understand where their temps are and see how aggressive they can be. And then during the race, the crew chief will ask every 20 or 50 laps, what's the temps? Can I add more tape? Because tape is going to make the car faster. Downforce on the nose is going to make the car better. If they can add some, they'll push it. They'll push the temperatures to some unrealistic numbers to try to improve the drivability of the car.
Well, there's already some green tape on the nose of the 18, which tells me on a pit stop they've already got one piece. You see it right there, that bright green tape? That right there is what they're adding. But here you go. A little tape on the grill, but you see it in the front of the car bouncing around a little bit at this rough, difficult track.
HBO Now. Stream all of HBO directly to your TV without cable. Watch the most talked about shows. And more of the biggest and latest hit movies. Plus, see big premieres the same time as they air on TV. Anytime, anywhere. HBO Now. Stream free for 1 month.
These crispy tenders are so flavorful and crispy.
Flispy. It's this thing I do where I combine 2 words to make a cooler word. I also came up with Labradoodle.
You had a Labrador who could draw?
Nothing beats our new $3.99 crispy tender dinner. Hurry in and try it today.
Toyota straightaway. Hamilton second. Moving up high on the inside.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Prepare for your demise, Mr. Billingsley. First, a little presentation. Hijacking Earth's...
As long as evil villains reveal their plans, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
The Daytona race in July is the fun Daytona race.
It's hot and the track's slick. Every time I go there in July, my eyes are this big. Daytona? Really?
Later this month, NBC Sports Championship season continues as the world's best golfer vie for the coveted Claret Jug. Don't miss the Open. That's July 19th and 22nd on Golf Channel and NBC. Closing in on maybe under 10 laps until we'll see green flag pit stops. Let's get a few updates. We start with Kelly.
And we'll start at the front of the field there with Eric Almirola. We've been talking about this group and how well they've gelled this year. When I asked Johnny Quasmeyer about it, he said, look, a lot of us have worked together together before. He and Eric know each other from back in the DEI days. And he said, we're all about the same age. We have a lot of the similar interests on and off the track. So this is just a group that's really come together. They enjoy working together. They have good laughs. And it's paying off also with some success here on track. Behind him is the Ford Kevin Harvick, his teammate. Remember, he ran the Xfinity Series race yesterday, finished second. And when I asked him what he could take from that race to today's race, he said a lot of things, including kind of a rhythm that he gets to out on the track. He really learned the nuances of it, all the bumps. Those were valuable laps yesterday.
Here comes Harvick. Harvick on the high side now, and he's trying to take the lead away from Almirola.
Harvick has changed his line in 1 and 2. He's moved up the racetrack, and that's been working for him. He's inched up to Almirola. He seems to be better now. Now he's trying the middle of 3 and 4. This is where Almirola is a little better than Harvick. Even with lap traffic, Almirola didn't lose much right there, but on the other end of the racetrack, Harvick's changed, and that's how he's running down.
Good work by Timmy Hill in that 66, but Almirola now is going to search for some clear racetrack, maybe split these two lap cars, and he will right through the middle.
That's a smart move by Eric. He knows he's got cars on the high side and the low side, so he drove through the middle. Gained a little time there on Harvick. It's how you get through these lap cars is what's really going to matter, whether Harvick gets an opportunity to take this position.
So how do you do it? Now Almirola lost the bottom. Harvick was able to carry around the corner longer. He's going to get a run down this front straightaway. Harvick's car is just handling a little bit better right now.
Eric's spotter is telling him where Harvick's running. Eric's probably watching where Harvick's running. Here comes Harvick with a great run through the center.
A lot of momentum that time as he entered turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch. He has the momentum, but not able to get to the back bumper of that 10. Let's see if he can do it through the middle of 3 and 4.
And it's just a matter of time, especially with Harvick running that higher line. He's got it figured out. Eric has been on the bottom. So if he goes to the top, he needs a couple corners to sort of set that up. Get in a rhythm there.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, now moves up the racetrack, so he'll try to take that line away.
All right, so now Harvick has to change his line. He doesn't want to run directly behind Eric because that's going to be in dirty air and he's going to lose the nose. He didn't gain anything there because of the line that Eric ran. So very smart by Eric to try to move up a little bit, feel that out. He moved up just a little. He likes his car on the bottom here, though, so he's not trying to give that up. He doesn't think he can get any better on the top in 3 and 4, like you said earlier, Jeff.
Yeah, Junior, I think the interesting thing is for Harvick right now, he's trying to anticipate where Almirola is going to go. So he wants to go where he isn't. So he saw Almirola the lap before go to the middle, so he's going to try something else. He went to the bottom, but it's not going to work. Almirola's just a little bit strong.
That's right. I think that move by Eric to try to, that was a smart, gutsy move. I know it doesn't seem like anything big, but it really is, because look at the difference now. Since Eric's moved to that middle groove in 1 and 2, he's gained a little speed, and he's sort of balanced out this battle. Really ended it. Marty.
The window is open, guys. Green flag stops happening. Joey Logano coming to pit road. He told Todd Gordon, he said, I think chassis-wise we're not that bad. I've been sitting in traffic. That's my biggest problem. So Todd Gordon made the call to bring him to pit road early here. You see Martin Truex Jr., Cole Pearn making that same call. That paid off for them last time to get those fresh tires on. Denny Hamlin also leaving pit road. He told his crew, don't have any more problems on pit road. Remember, they got blocked in last time by the 42. All these guys wanting to come as soon as they could, including Kyle Larson. No mention of those electrical problems. He drove from 16th to 7th, but on his own on the racetrack, so no changes to that 42 car. A little bit of an air pressure adjustment, but no chassis changes to the 42. And so far, no issues here this time either when he comes to a stop on pit road, Kelly.
Well, we saw Kevin Harvick try to make a couple moves there on Eric Almirola, just couldn't get to him. Kevin Harvick's been saying throughout this race that he is just too tight to begin with, but he gets better over the long run. It's going to be 4 tires fuel and an air pressure adjustment for the 4, Marty.
Brad Keselowski spent that entire run in the 3rd position. He said the car is just way too tight on entry and on exit. A little bit long on the right side for them. You see that wedge adjustment being made. Also an air pressure adjustment trying to free up Brad Keselowski in that 2 car, Kelly.
Eric Almirola continues to lead this race, but he'll bring that 10 Smithfield Foods car to pit road. He seems like he's been pretty happy with this 10 car, although I did hear mention of a potential air pressure adjustment for the rear of the car. They're also going to give him those 4 fresh Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel.
Now the real race for this lead is going to be when the 10 comes off of pit road. The 4 is already on the racetrack and up to speed just coming out of turn 4. We'll see how close it is. Again, those two are fighting for the lead before these green flag pit stops.
There's the 10 car on pit road, and here comes the 4 car. So the 4 car pitted a little bit earlier, which means he had fresher tires, made some lap time up, and goes by Eric Almirola. Will eventually be the lead once all this cycles around. So obviously Almirola, because this is a big gap that he got him by. It wasn't a little bit. So this is more than just fresher tires. I think Harvick may have gotten on pit road a little bit better, maybe had a better pit stop. That's a big gap.
Flag pit stop cycling through. Right now it's Jamie McMurray that's out front, but Harvick wins on pit road.
HBO Now. Stream all of HBO directly to your TV without cable. Watch the most talked about shows. And more of the biggest and latest hit movies. Plus, see big premieres the same time as they air on TV. Anytime, anywhere. HBO Now. Stream free for 1 month.
These crispy tenders are so flavorful and crispy.
Flispy. It's this thing I do where I combine 2 words to make a cooler word. I also came up with labradoodle.
You had a Labrador who could draw?
Nothing beats our new $3.99 crispy tender dinner. Hurry in and try it today.
Toyota straight away. Hamilton second. Moving up high on the inside.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Prepare for your demise, Mr. Billingsley. First, a little presentation. Hijacking Earth's...
As long as evil villains reveal their plans, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
The biggest names in skateboarding are hitting the beach for a showdown in the LBC. The Dew Tour Long Beach, Saturday on NBC.
I may not look scary, but don't let that fool you. Make one tiny mistake, and we'll get you. When you least expect it, bam! There's no escape. In the blink of an eye, I turn dreams into nightmares. Champions of the year into heartbreaks of a lifetime. I am Carnoustie. I'll see you at the Open.
And the champion golfer of the year.
BCSN is brought to you by Credit One Bank. Credit card perfect for everyday purchases. Toyota. Let's go places. Coca-Cola, the official fan refreshment of NASCAR. And by Steel. Are you ready for a steal? It's Champions Park and Freedom Walk, celebrating Civil War all the way forward on this 4th of July weekend. And there's a yellow flag right there. And we also have one on the racetrack. The first non-stage yellow flag that has come out.
Well, Steve, who is the big winner in that caution?
This could not be a bigger break for Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer was down 2 laps after the pit debacle in the first stage. All those speeding penalties. He ran 72 laps, down 2 laps. Great call on top of the pit box, the leader's pit. We're going to stay out as long as we can. Hope for a yellow. He got a yellow. Let's take a listen in.
Back in the game, boys. Bit of fight there, driver. Appreciate it. Those are some blazing times.
You heard it very well. Debris is the reason for this caution, by the way, Steve.
Rick, I bring it up because so many times we think it's a great pass or a great pit stop. Sometimes it can just be a little lucky breakdown, right? Good strategy and a lucky yellow can change your whole day.
That's right. Puts him right back in the game, and he's got his 3 teammates in first, second, and third place. I mean, they're fast today, so he's still got a chance to win this race.
And here come the race leaders, or those that are on the lead lap, coming back to pit road. Dave. Rick Kurt Busch very quick in third, but needs a little bit of adjustment. The car has gone back to the tight side after being loose for the first time on the last run.
Kevin Harvick was not happy with his car on that short run. He said, terrible, terrible, terrible. He said it was just plowing tight. They're going to go back on an air pressure adjustment, hand him a water bottle, and his other teammate, Eric Almirola, in that tank car said he was watching Kevin Harvick, and he thought Harvick's rear end was breaking loose. Almirola says his car was pretty good. 4 tires and fuel and an air pressure adjustment for the 10th.
Maybe a little pit road strategy there as we look at the race off pit road. Blaney only 2 tires, gaining 10 spots in track position. Almirola, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Chase Elliott, the top 5.
We're hearing this all.
HBO Now. Stream all of HBO directly to your TV without cable. Watch the most talked about shows. And more of the biggest and latest hit movies. Plus, see big premieres the same time as they air on TV. Anytime, anywhere. HBO Now. Stream free for 1 month.
These crispy tenders are so flavorful and crispy.
Flispy. It's this thing I do where I combine 2 words to make a cooler word. I also came up with labradoodle.
You had a Labrador who could draw?
Nothing beats our new $3.99 crispy tender dinner. Hurry in and try it today.
Toyota straight away. Hamilton second. Moving up high on the inside.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Saloons a lot. Thy armour was forged by a feeble-fingered peasant woman. Your mum.
As long as hecklers love to heckle, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
I may not look scary, but don't let that fool you. Make one tiny mistake, and a wheel get you. When you least expect it, bam! There's no escape. In the blink of an eye, I turn dreams into nightmares. Champions of the year into heartbreaks of a lifetime. I am Carnoustie. I'll see you at the Open.
And the champion golfer of the year.
All right, fantasy players, decisions. Clint Board 2 laps down early in the run, but he's back on the lead lap now. So you have to go Fantasy Live, NASCAR Fantasy Live, make a decision. Are you going to keep him in the garage? Are you going to put him in the lineup? You have to make that decision by the end of stage 2. Only 30 more laps to go. Dale, I'm not sure now. I thought for sure he wasn't going to recover, but he's done it. Now I'm thinking I might need him back in my lineup.
Yeah, you go put him back in your lineup. I'm trying to decide between Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. Those guys are just kind of sitting around just outside the top 10, and I can't figure out which one's going to have the better day. So one in the garage and one on the start grid here for me.
He spent 72 laps, 2 laps down because of the issues on pit road. And now, after getting the free pass, he's back on the lead lap and definitely back in contention because he's been one of the fastest cars all day.
We talked about how hot it is here today, and how do you deal with that as a driver? Well, check out Kyle Larson. He's got a bag. It's full of ice. He unzips his uniform. He gets it on his chest, right at his heart, to try to get his whole body temperature down. That's really all you can do. He's asked to get these bags of ice all day long just to try to get his body temp down.
Right, it's coming back out, I think. Get down in there. Let's take a look at this thermometer in Kurt's car. This is the start of it at 106 degrees. I mean, it's pretty hot, right? And as we get going, as the race gets going, right now it's 152 degrees. So, I mean, all that heat coming from the brakes, coming from the engine, coming from the exhaust running underneath the car, all that's going to soak into the interior of the car. Currently at 143 degrees, so it cools down a little bit under caution.
Now, under those tough conditions, all these drivers are going to have to really be on their toes on this restart because look who's on the front row. We have Ryan Newman, who stayed on the racetrack on old tires. We have the 12 of Ryan Blaney on 2 tires. A very difficult racetrack, Dale, to get powered down. That 41 to 10. These are the types of restarts where we see them stack up.
2 tires. What do they call
2 tires and no tires. This is going to be exciting.
That no tires, it's so hard to get even launched. Just trying to get the rear tires to hook up. This see if that outside line doesn't get stacked up.
Field approaching the Geico restart zone as we get ready to go again. After this, the second caution of the day. How are the two tires going to work? Ryan Blaney trying to hold off the 31 on the outside. He doesn't have fresh tires like the field behind him. Here comes Almirola. Little wiggle as he goes by Newman. Kurt Busch on the outside. Too wide for second. Almirola has it. Here comes the 4 of Harvick. What a pass on the bottom of the track.
Surprising the two tires are doing as well as they are. I mean, if I'm coming down pit road, I'm getting 4 tires every time. At least I'm begging for them. I can't believe they took 2 tires, Steve. What's the call there?
Listen, I'm shocked. I didn't agree with this call. I thought you had to have 4 tires. I didn't think staying out would work. I didn't think 2 tires would work. Ryan Blaney is proving me wrong, putting a nice set of laps together. Now, it's obvious Almirola is catching him quickly, Marty, but at this point, it's just about track position.
Steve, it's also kind of where you were running before. Ryan Blaney was kind of stuck back around 10th or so and just really not making the progress he thought. So he told Jeremy Bowens, listen, if I can get up front, I might have a shot at it. So that was the call for 2 tires. As long as they don't go back further than 10th, it's kind of a win for the 12 car.
What makes that gamble possible is it's a defined run. They know it's only 26 to go to the end of the stage. This is how stage racing has changed the call. And you got to have a good enough car to be able to make this call. And they have the belief in what they've seen in their car and the speed they've seen in their car to do this.
Look at this move by Kurt Busch jumping up on the outside, trying to catch these two. Will he make it 3 wide? I thought he had a big enough run to try to do it.
Big wiggle there out of Ryan Blaney, allowing the 10 of Almirola to get by, but here comes Kurt Busch. Busch takes over second as well. Almirola back out front. Kurt Busch running second. Now, Ryan Blaney trying to hang on. Just behind him, Kevin Harvick. And the guy who's been running right up against the wall, Kyle Larson, back there in 5th.
Well, you heard him have to pedal. You heard him come off the throttle. He got tight, lost the bottom, and he had to come back off the throttle. Kurt Busch did to keep him getting into the wall.
While this is going on, Eric Almirola, man, he's putting down some laps, driving away from these guys. Harvick back in 4th place, kind of stuck behind Blaney. Blaney's only got 8 laps on his left side tires, so that's why he's hanging in there pretty well. So Harvick's going to go to the top, try to get a run off the turn 4 to be able to try to make the pass down the front straightaway. Doesn't gain quite enough. A little bit of a run here. But this is good for Eric Almirola, because I think that he feels Harvick is his toughest competition right now.
He's going to look a little bit further back and maybe think Boyer might still be some tough competition, because Boyer, after getting back on the lead lap, has moved up to 15th already.
He did 15th, and he ran the 5th fastest lap on the racetrack. That last lap, way back there in traffic. And Jeff, the further back you go, the tougher it is with that dirty air to make time.
Oh, it's so much harder with dirty air trying to get up to the front. But Clint Boyer, what he's gone through, this is great, man. He's been 2 laps down, spent a ton of time 2 laps down. It's like having a new life, a new chance to make something happen. So he just feels good. He's not going to be complaining a lot right now.
That lap right there, he's 4th fastest of the field, and he's in traffic passing cars. I mean, once he gets up in clean air in the top 3, maybe the best car here today.
13th to 12th now, as he just went by the pole winner.
Everybody up to 3rd or 4th place right now. This pack, they keep mowing them down.
Keep mowing them down. That's exactly what Clint Boyer is doing.
We got a unique camera today in the 4 car with Harvick. We're going to look down here at the pedals, see how he's using the gas and the brake and all that stuff. I've always watched Kevin for years. Back when we had an association with them at Hendrick Motorsports, we'd get the information to be able to see his laps and see what he's doing with the throttle. And I always was amazed by how much throttle he used and how throttle. He comes off real slow. That's really slow. A lot of guys pop that throttle hard, and he'll obviously get feathering that throttle back down, trying to get drive off at a rough and slick racetrack. But he lifts kind of slow, and I think that it's because you set the car easier. It's critical for him to set the car on the stops real smoothly.
Well, these cars don't want to change directions. They also want to change speed. If you jump out of the gas, it changes how it handles. Kelly?
Steve, there could be trouble for the leader, Eric Almirola. Have a listen.
Oh, here he comes. He's coming to pit road. He's sure that he's got a loose wheel.
He just ran the fastest lap of anybody the last lap, and he thought he had a loose wheel.
Yeah, but I like this call, Rick. We've already seen Clint Boyer make up 2 laps. It's early in the race. Don't stay out there, damage the studs, potentially end your day. Eric Almirola is a race car driver. He knows what a loose wheel feels like. Come down and live to fight later in the race as they stop in front of the box there, Kelly.
And Eric Almirola actually tried to feel it out for a couple laps since he first reported the loose wheel, but that last time around he finally just said, look, it's getting so bad, it's really bad in the turns. We're going to give him 4 fresh good years, and now he's on his way.
Man, that's incredible that he was able to still run as fast as he was with such an issue, because when that wheel becomes loose, it affects the grip, it affects the balance of the car, and it scares you. You know, you think the wheel's going to come off at any moment. And that is that's one of the toughest calls that a driver will make during the race. Do I come down pit road? Is this really a loose wheel? Have I slung a weight off? A driver doesn't want to come down pit road, leading a race especially, and give up all that track position and find out that that was not a loose wheel. But Steve, these guys have all kinds of technology now, pressure sensors even, that when they know that the wheels are tighter, they know they got lugs tight. So tell us about that.
Well, they do. So basically they can look at the air pressure that goes through the gun and see every time they tighten the lug nut, it shows up in data. But I like the call. Listen, that's a moment in time where you build trust between driver and crew chief. And even though I have the data, I'm not going to argue with you. If you feel it's loose, I'm going to commit to you. Whatever you say, if you come to pit road, we're going to believe you.
Yeah, I think too. Part of that equation for that decision was how many laps till the stage. That's what you heard him say, right? If they would have said 5, he'd have rode it out. But when they told him the number, he said, I can't go that far. And that is, Junior, I think that is the toughest decision to make. Leading a race and coming down pit road, not 100% knowing, you have to trust yourself, though, and make that tough call.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is if they do find out that they did have a loose wheel, very smart call by the driver. And one of the reasons why is because if you stayed out and did even make it to the stage, I mean, that's great, but you could beat up the studs on that loose stud. You could beat the stud, beat the threads off of it, and then you don't get the next one tight. You're done. You got it. Yeah, they're going to keep getting loose. Every wheel you put on there is going to come loose.
Well, the one thing you want as a driver when you make that call is you want someone to tell you there was something wrong. Look at Greg Zeppedelli looking at this tire. He sees something.
Long summer days. Full line of quick solutions. Right now, pick your power in fuel or battery and pick up a great deal on a steel. Summer in America is here. Get to your steel dealer today. Search STIHL or visit steeldealers.com.
Hey, Dad, what are you doing?
Kevin here says Mobile One annual protection is proven to protect for 20,000 miles.
It'll save you a lot of time.
And what do I always say about time?
Well, you say there's not enough time in the day, and then you sigh loudly, and then you say your shins hurt. Hey, with all this extra time...
Sorry, buddy. Kevin and I have a tea time at 11.
20,000 miles between oil changes guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection. Available at these locations.
While cars, tracks, and drivers may change, the smooth citrus taste that drives us remains the same. Only Mellow Yellow.
Watch your back, Cole.
Easy.
They're going wild!
Toyota, let's go places. I may not look scary, but don't let that fool you. Make one tiny mistake, and a wheel get you. When you least expect it, bam! There's no escape. In the blink of an eye, I turn dreams into nightmares. champions of the year into heartbreaks of a lifetime. I am Carnoustie. I'll see you at the Open.
The champion golfer of the year.
You're watching Monster Energy Cup Series racing from Chicagoland Speedway. This telecast presented by Steel. Battle for the lead continues to heat up. Kurt Busch in front of Kevin Harvick. But Kurt Busch closing the gap now. Harvick right on his back bumper. Kurt Busch closing that line down, trying to make sure that Harvick doesn't have an open line to get by. Again, teammates, but when they're out on the racetrack, they're fighting for their team. 8 laps to go.
I was just getting ready to say that. Only 8 laps to go. This is for a stage win. See Harvick once again changing his line, trying to anticipate what Kurt Busch is doing. That's so hard, and Kurt Busch knows that. Kurt Busch is going to change up and get him something different every lap. Now he's got a little bit of a gap to you, so now he just runs wherever he thinks he's the fastest. Don't worry about what Harvick's doing because he's far enough back, but when Harvick gets a little closer, then you try to take his line away.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is to get a little distance as the leader, as Kurt did. He can try different lines, just as he did in that corner. He can move up a little bit and see if that's a little better without worrying, sacrificing a loss of position here.
Hey, Junior, Kurt Busch has stage points in every race except 2 this season, including 2 stage wins. So they've been very good at running up front, and once again, Kurt Busch trying to hold on to what's his.
Guys, I just got word. Sorry, Rick. I just got word. We can confirm that was a loose wheel. Kelly went and confirmed it on the 10th. A great decision by Eric Almirola to pit. And actually, in this position, he's in position for the free pass. So a great decision. Shouldn't hurt the rest of his day.
With only a few laps to go in this stage, it looks like Almirola will get the free pass. Get himself back into this battle for the win. Continue his career day.
They're lucky, these two out front, though, are lucky that they can't see in their mirror the 42 who has been riding along the wall and closing the gap every lap. Kyle Larson has been very strong in this stage, at least the closing laps of this stage, closing in on these top 2. Currently running in the 3rd position now is Kurt Busch pulling away just a bit now from the 4. Marty.
Yeah, Rick, an impressive earlier when he came to pit road. At that moment, he went out 16th, drove his way to 7th, restarted this run in 7th. Now he is in 3rd, running the high line, running the low line, everything, Jeff. That is a difficult thing to have to come back through the field kind of twice today for Kyle Larson at 42.
That's what speed will do for you, Marty. It allows you to recover from problems. And this 42 car, along with the Stewart-Haas cars, they've proven to be the fastest cars all day long. And, we've seen it with Boyer. He had a little bit of a break, but now he's driving himself up. Will we see it from Almirola? Going to drive himself back up, being able to recover from these problems.
I tell you what, Jeff, I'm going to give this a call, the race so far. Jeremy Bullins in this 12. As good a call as it was for Clint Boyer to get back in the lead lap. This call might pay off for Ryan Blaney. Running 10th, Marty reported. They decided to only take 2 tires. They started as the leader, but they've only fallen back to 5th. That's plus 5 spots, Dale. That's free 5 spots for the driver.
Yeah, it's a good call. With 8 laps on the tires, worth a gamble. I didn't think it was going to work out for them. I thought that, but they've shown speed. They've shown enough speed to be able to utilize that clean air early in that run as they were in the top 2, 3, and 4. It's paid off.
And I'm taking notes. If I'm a chief on pit road, about 8 laps on the left side tires seems like it works okay, Jeff.
Yeah, I thought that was a great call. I didn't think it was a good call, but it's proven to be a really, really good call. That's a tough call, this kind of racetrack, because the track is so abrasive and eats those tires up, almost like Darlington is what it makes me think of in Atlanta. Another guy, Ryan Newman, they stayed completely out. They didn't even pit. He came in 19th. And, when he was running 19th when that caution came out, he's 17th right now. So both of those guys make difficult decisions, and I think it's going to work out for both of them.
There's 1 and 2. And now the white flag comes out one more time around for stage 2. This is the final lap of stage 2.
Big run.
Here comes the 4 on the high side with momentum. It'll be a great battle as they go through 3 and 4. Kurt Busch is going to be able to hold off Kevin Harvick.
No.
Through the middle of the track.
He ain't.
Harvick, momentum. Can he keep it up? The Ford takes him all the way up to the wall. And Kevin Harvick's going to win.
Wow, that was awesome. Man, I love stage racing.
I'm trying to stay quiet there.
Jumped up on the outside and he gave him no room, pulled all the air off the side of him. You know, with the stage wind at hand, he didn't run up there by the wall. He got his left side on Kurt Busch's right side, pulled the air off of him, stole that win.
The closer. That's right. He closed it.
He closed.
That's what I'm talking about.
2.
When they talk about teammates, I don't want to hear about teammates. I want to hear about winning.
Look at this run. Teammates? Nope, throw that out the window. They're fighting for that stage point, that playoff point. It's on the line. All the way up against the wall. Rick wins it.
HBO Now. Stream all of HBO directly to your TV without cable. Watch the most talked about shows. And more of the biggest and latest hit movies. Plus, see big premieres the same time as they air on TV. Anytime, anywhere. HBO Now. Stream free for 1 month.
These crispy tenders are so flavorful and crispy.
Flispy. It's this thing I do where I combine 2 words to make a cooler word. I also came up with labradoodle.
You had a Labrador who could draw?
Nothing beats our new $3.99 crispy tender dinner. Hurry in and try it today.
New from Napa. Maintain your vehicle with quality parts and Napa know-how, they become.
I just got a tip that'll crack this case wide open.
Did McGrumpy Wuffy get a tippy whippy?
Who's a good boy?
Is him a good boy?
As long as people talk baby talk to dogs, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Stream the biggest events in sports with the NBC Sports app.
Justify as the 13th Triple Crown winner. Manchester City are Premier League champions.
Jordan Spieth, Open champion.
Here come the Irish. Joseph Newgarden is the Verizon IndyCar Series champion.
Nadal wins his 11th.
Mark Truex Jr. is the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion.
The Washington Capitals are the Stanley Cup champions.
He's going to go all the way to the end zone for a touchdown.
Thousands of events from NBC, NBCSN, and Golf Channel. Live, on demand, and on the go.
You just can't get enough of this stuff.
Download the NBC Sports app now.
Here's Kurt Busch at the end of that stage.
Championship. I mean, really? That's a teammate right there, everybody. Tuned into NBC Live. That's what a teammate does. Never expected that from a teammate. Never expected it. Wow.
You're racing! It's a stage win, man! You're racing!
Very important. Field now on pit road.
When Kurt regained his composure, he told his team, a little tight in the center, a little loose off. I need a water bottle, and they'll give him 4 tires and fuel, Kelly.
Kevin Harvick started by saying, that change was way bad, we're way loose. After the Kurt Busch pass, he said, all right, it's just a little loose. Still, they're going to make a chassis adjustment and air pressure adjustment, Marty.
Third and fourth, once again, pitting right beside each other. Martin Truex Jr. said, I don't know what to do to make the situation any better. I'm going to do my best to get around the 42 on pit road. A little free on exit for Kyle Larson. He wants water and ice as well. Their first wedge adjustment of the day. For Truex, he works his way around Ryan Blaney. He said, I was tight there, but got looser the longer we ran. He said, I'm hoping that car gets a little bit better on the long run.
Incredible battle off of pit road. You saw Truex, Larson, Keselowski, Blaney all knotted up as they were coming off of pit road. Let's see if we can chat with Kevin Harvick, the Stage 2 winner.
Hey, Kevin, Burton up in the booth. You with us?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, that was an exciting stage in to get that win right there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's just all about hitting your marks right. Kurt was doing a good job of hitting the bottom. I tried the very top. Felt like I needed to run where I ran in 1 and 2 just to have a chance to stay even. And found some grip down here and was able to make it stick. So, you know, I just had to go where he wasn't, and that's the cool part about this racetrack. So just keep clicking away. Everything's going okay.
Man, that was a great move. It's fun to watch. Tell us about the conditions, though. It is so hot. You doing okay?
Doing good. I'm old, Burton, so, you know, I got to keep my eyes clean, my face cool, do everything I can to stay cool. I got about 4 extra vents in here, so they do a good job taking care of me. So, yeah, it's definitely hot, but it's summertime, so we'd expect it to be hot.
Hey, Harvick, old guys rule, bud. Have fun, man.
10-4, thank you.
He's not that old. 42 years old from Bakersfield, California. Kevin Harvick wins stage 2.
McDonald's. HBO Now. Stream all of HBO directly to your TV without cable. Watch the most talked about shows. And more of the biggest and latest hit movies. Plus, see big premieres the same time as they air on TV. Anytime, anywhere. HBO Now. Stream free for 1 month.
New from Napa. Maintain your vehicle with quality parts and Napa know-how, they become.
You okay there, Kurt?
We're about to move.
Karate helps relieve some of the house buying stress.
At least you don't have to worry about homeowners insurance. Call Geico.
I'm calling Geico right now.
Get to know Geico for homeowners insurance. I may not look scary, but don't let that fool you. Make one tiny mistake, and a wheel get you. When you least expect it, bam! There's no escape. In the blink of an eye, I turn dreams into nightmares. Champions of the year into heartbreaks of a lifetime. I am Carnoustie. I'll see you at the Open.
And the champion golfer of the year.
Olympic gold medalists Katie Ledecky, Caleb Dressel, and Simone Manuel swim for national titles as the Team USA Summer Champion Series presented by Xfinity continues with the Phillips 66 National Championships this July on NBCSN and NBC.
The biggest names in skateboarding are hitting the beach for a showdown in the LBC. The Dew Tour Long Beach, Saturday on NBC.
This coming Friday, we are doing something totally fun when we go to Daytona. NASCAR America will have Fan Friday. That's going to be live from Daytona with Rutt, Dale Jr., guys like Denny Hamlin, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, all be up on stage. Fans definitely come out and enjoy Fan Friday with Rutt and Dale Jr. Let's check on Rutt.
Rick, I'm here at the Peacock Pit Box, and it's not just heating up out on the track. I asked fans to send me some tweets using hashtag HeyRut, see what they're doing. Check it out. Dr. Barbecue, Ray Lamp showed me he's working on this beautiful Chicago-style Italian beef. You know he's the man because it's Dr. Barbecue. Fellas, I wish I could get some of that brought up to the booth, but I don't think I got time.
You got time. We have about 101 laps to go.
I got a question. How did Rutledge get his head on the logo, Dale Jr., and you got nothing?
I know. I just want people to know that was Rutledge's face.
I mean, look at there's Rutledge. Now let's bring the graphic up. We'll compare it to Rutt. I mean, this is...
Oh, it's very similar.
This is spectacular. I mean, you really... I mean, you got to work your deal. You got to put your own face on here.
Yeah. It is a big head.
Oh, look.
See?
Look.
That matters.
Oh.
Everybody see?
I mean, I
Close
can
your
hear
eyes,
everything you guys are saying.
Close your eyes, Rutt.
We know, Rutt. We love you.
A lot of fun. That will be a great time. Make sure if you're in the Daytona area to come out to Fame Friday.
You talk fun. All right, Junior. 2 stages are complete, 100 to go in this race. You're going to have to be a little easy on my left shoulder here.
Yeah.
You hit it about every patch of the lead. I get a Charlie horse race.
It's been such a great race. I mean, we've had a race for the lead pretty much all day long. Domination by SHR. Almirola has gotten his lucky lucky dog back. He got the lucky dog this past caution, so he's back in the race. Here's a little bit of a battle for the win. The big pass, turn 3 and 4. Harvick going to the outside. Like you said, going where he's not, going for that clean air. You get on that quarter panel, Kurt can't get in the gas to drive in the door of the 4 car.
So my question now, though, Junior, now they're lined up on the front row for this restart. What's it going to look like in turn 1 on this restart?
The bottom's been the best, but the control car, Harvick, he's on the outside. So if he can get down, get the throttle down, and he's going to get this lead off too.
All right, field coming into the Geico restart zone. Harvick on the outside. Kurt Busch on the inside. A little help from the 78. Mark Truex Jr. is going to shove the 41 into 1.
Harvick tried to get back to him, but got tight off of turn 2. He's going to have a battle. He's going to have his hands full with Larson, who's back in the mix.
Larson able to clear Harvick. Harvick now trying to get back up to speed.
Harvick's not in his preferred line. He wants to be on the bottom. He knows that's where the speed is on the early part of the run. Really surprised that Kurt got as good as the start he did, and Truex, the guy in the second row, that was critical to be able to help Kurt get down into turn 1 and get the lead.
All right, crew chief, are we going to see this stage get broken into equal parts?
Well, I think that's the obvious choice. It's basically 100 to go. You run 50 laps, you come to pit road, put 4 fresh tires, run 50 more. It's pretty simple to call, unless, of course, we start to get a few yellows and it gets complicated.
Yes. Keselowski a little bit outside of that 12 of Ryan Blaney. Here comes Chase Elliott in the 9.
Chase having a pretty good day. This has been a great track for him. Finished here second last year, the year before third. Expecting him to have a pretty decent day.
I think that move by Hamlin.
Taking the air off of the 12. The 12 of Ryan Blaney got sideways.
Hamlin aggressive to the bottom and just drove to the back of the 12 car, trying to take the air off the back of his car, and he did. He just couldn't quite make the pass, but Clint Boyer filled that hole.
Here comes a race for the lead. Kyle Larson to the inside, all the way down to the grass. Larson trying to take the lead away. He does. The 42's in front.
This is a little bit different than yesterday. Larson didn't have the early run speed. He does today. I mean, if he needs to go fast at the start of the run, you can see he's got the speed. He's got to have a lot of confidence in his car. On the long run, he's going to have the top.
Oh, the 78, the big slide.
Tried to make the pass, couldn't hang on to it. Here comes Kurt Busch back again, trying to hang on to second. Now Kevin Harvick has got back up to speed. He's in his preferred line, fighting for that third spot now.
I don't think he want to let Larson get too far out. His speed out front's probably large, so they need to get this settled between the 3 of them.
Jeff, to go back to what Dale said, if I'm Kyle Larson's crew chief, I want a car that is good on new tires, because I think he can help me on old tires by going to the top of the racetrack.
I didn't think Larson had the early run speed. He didn't have it yesterday, but he still won the race because he could run well on the long run on the boards, and we're seeing it right now. He's talked about it. He loves the way his car's been running this year, being able to run the bottom more often.
Race 3 aren't finished.
This is a great battle.
Harvick just takes second away.
Kurt struggling just a little bit. Balance his car's changed just a little bit since his pit stop. That happens. Sometimes you don't make any changes. The car can be a little bit tighter, a little bit looser depending on the set of tires you get on.
And we heard his frustration at the end of that stage with Harvick going around him on the outside. Now his car's not handling well. That frustration is not going to go down. It's only going to get higher.
Kevin Harvick a little bit faster that lap. He's going to try to track down Larson. He's coming.
Harvick doesn't want Larson to get too far out in front of him. Right now it's 0.4 seconds. The gap between 1 and 2. Kurt Busch back down to 4th. He's 1.2 seconds behind race leader Larson.
Well, you called him the closer. This is Kevin Harvick in a nutshell. His career has been about the second half of these races, and you can see the 4-car has made improvements. Even earlier in the day, he couldn't quite reach Eric Almirola. Then it was Clint Boyer. Now look at this, Rick, to the outside of the 42.
And this is something that Kyle Larson hasn't seen a lot of. Somebody going higher on the racetrack than he's going.
How will he react? Will he move up the track? He's been using the bottom of 3 and 4. Harvick's going to do basically what he did in the end of that last stage and try to get his quarter panel, but can't make it happen. Will Larson change his line down here in turn 1 to combat what Harvick's been able to do to close in?
And remember, they're doing this all while it's over 150 degrees degrees in the cockpit of these cars. It's been over 2.5 hours already. They've been racing. Still 92 laps to go, and they're fighting for the lead. Here comes Harvick to the inside. Dives to the inside through 3, and Harvick takes the lead away.
But Larson immediately went to his high groove. He didn't go to the middle. He went to the top, thinking that was going to give him this straightaway speed to make a challenge, get back into one.
Got a great run here, but he's not going to be able to really do nothing with it. He's going to go to the bottom here. He's committed to that bottom. I'm really surprised because we know Larson loves the top. I'm just waiting for him right here to put it on the boards in 1 and 2 and take the lead back.
It's going to the boards this corner. I can about guarantee you. I'd be shocked if he didn't go up to the top in 3 and 4. No, he doesn't. He goes to the bottom.
Dives down to the bottom with the 42, and the caution has come out. The 11 of Denny Hamlin coming out of turn 2, turned around and inside on that inside wall.
Get rolling here.
This is frustrating because I left Denny in my lineup. Oh! Kyle is in the garage. I know that was probably a terrible move. Oh! Kyle Busch should not be in anyone's garage. Just count on Denny today. Hopefully rebound.
Checking to see if the tires are flat spotted, he said.
Now let's take a look inside the car from the helmet cam and see what happened. Get down, he's running the high side. He's up against the fence here. On the seam, he's got the left side on the seam. Going back to the gas, he's loose. He just gets loose up there. That was really interesting because you expect to have a lot more lateral grip up on the high side running that line, and I wonder if he had the left sides on that seam just a little bit too much.
Explain the seam. You talk about the seam. That's just like tar they've put in where the pavement separates, and they kind of catch you. They're slick for the car to go across.
Yeah, if the tires touch those seams, we've heard that they're a lot worse than they've been in the past. As this track ages, that's what you'll have. It's very similar to Fontana off of turn 2, and you don't want to have a tire on those seams for an extended period of time. It doesn't look like the left sides are there, but maybe the left front was, and it actually gained a little bit grip or hooked the car somehow. It's very surprising. Dave.
9 of Chase Elliott up to 5. It is coming around late in this race. Chase is doing fine as well. Just asked for a cold drink. 4 tires. No adjustments. Kelly.
Kevin Harvick said that he was hitting the ground really bad when he was trying to run flat out up top. Other than that, he said the balance was pretty good. 4 tires and fuel.
Kyle Larson comes into a stall, middle of your screen. He does not want any changes to the car. He does, however, once again want water and ice inside the car. It is hot in these cars, as we've talked about. Martin Truex Jr. trying a little bit of a different strategy. You see he's closer to the end line of their pit stall. Going to be 4 tires, no changes for him. He said he was a little bit tighter at the beginning of that run. Joey Logano, though, with 2 tires. Rick, he'll win the race off pit road.
Here comes that strategy pole again. Logano with 2 tire change, moves up 8 positions. Kyle Busch up 4 as well. Great pit stop.
Nothing.
HBO Now. Stream all of HBO directly to your TV without cable. Watch the most talked about shows. And more of the biggest and latest hit movies. Plus, see big premieres the same time as they air on TV. Anytime, anywhere. HBO Now. Stream free for 1 month.
New from Napa. Maintain your vehicle with quality parts and Napa know-how. They become.
You okay there, Kurt?
We're about to move.
Karate helps relieve some of the house buying stress.
At least you don't have to worry about homeowners insurance. Call Geico.
I'm calling Geico right now.
Get to know Geico for homeowners insurance.
The Daytona race in July is the fun Daytona race.
It's hot and the track's slick. Every time I go there in July, my eyes are this big. Daytona? Really?
I may not look scary, but don't let that fool you. Make one tiny mistake, and a wheel will get you. When you least expect it, bam! There's no escape. In the blink of an eye, I turn dreams into nightmares. Champions of the year into heartbreaks of a lifetime. I am Carnoustie. I'll see you at the Open.
And the champion golfer of the year.
The biggest names in skateboarding are hitting the beach for a showdown in the LBC. The Dew Tour Long Beach, Saturday on NBC.
The earliest that a race has ever been run at Chicagoland Speedway, and the fans are getting a great show. The Stage 1 winner, Eric Almirola. Stage 2 goes to Kevin Harvick on an incredible pass on the very last lap. Who's going to win the race?
Who's going to win the race, Rick? That's going to be determined by restarts. If we get late race restarts, we see it all the time. It matters. Watch this last restart. Martin Truex Jr. does a great job. This has turned into an art. He knows when he needs to launch, and his whole goal right here is to actually help Kurt Busch. Get into the back of him, push him. Harvick's got a great restart. Larson's not helping him at all. So right now, Truex is pushing him, pushes him into the lead. What does Truex do, though, with 5 to go on a restart? Does he try to make it 3 wide? His goal there was to push to 41 to try to help himself. He did not have to get any more aggressive because it's still 87 to go, Kelly.
One team that opted to stay out, that 10 of Eric Almirola. The car's good. They just need track position. On top of that, they have just one set of sticker tires remaining, Steve.
Yeah, actually, Kelly, that makes perfect sense. I was wondering why they stayed out. Remember that loose wheel, Dale? Not only did it cost them a lap, but it burned that set of tires. They couldn't pit. This is a great call to try to get even with the rest of the field. Even if they lose a little track position here, they're now evened up with 87 to go.
And I like that he's not alone. He's got a couple guys around him in the same situation. So he should be able to hang in there and hang tough there. Marty.
And Brad Keselowski decided to stay out there. Paul Wolf making that call. So they're actually a set up on everybody else, Steve. And he said the car's the best it's been all day. So that was one reason they stayed out. So they have 2 sets left with this 2 car that they can use for the rest of the race.
14 laps difference. The tires between Keselowski, Almirola, and the rest of the field. We'll see how much that will affect this restart. Logano on the back bumper of the 10. Now he dives to the inside. He'll try to take the lead away as they go into 1. Two Penske cars, 1 and 2. Keselowski out front. Logano running second.
4 wide down the back straightaway. It's a tough situation for Eric. He lost a ton of spots here, getting put 3 wide by Logano, but Logano wasn't going to push him like Truex can push to 41 on the last restart. Logano's going for it. He's aggressive. He wanted that lead.
Whenever you have a guy that stays out on tires like that, somebody always gets stuck behind him. In that case, it was Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer now back to 12. He just could not get around his teammate out. Some new players up front.
Dale Jr., I got to hand it to you. All weekend, you've been talking 22 and 9. Here they are.
Look who's up front. And Kyle Busch. Remember he said how bad his car was?
Plowing.
Mini plowing. And now there he is.
Well, it gave him the critical amount of information he needed. They needed to make that adjustment.
Plowing. Critical information.
Drivers.
That's had a bad stop. They just had a bad stop on pit road, so he's going to have to work his way back to the front.
Harvick going around the 22 on the outside. Harvick has been aggressive. He has been taking spots away from people. He took one away from Kurt Busch, and that spot meant that he would win stage 2. Now, running through the middle of the racetrack, he sets his sights on the 2 of Keselowski.
Right about the same lap time this past lap, but Harvick's obviously closing in here. He's got way more speed. Brad on the old tires. Won't be long before Harvick's back in the lead. But nobody behind him with the new tires is coming along for that, coming along on that train. So Harvick's going to be able to put an impressive lead here on the field if we get a lot more laps to go.
Yeah, with 82 to go, that's scary, right? Yeah. He can tell, here's the move right here. Look at how much momentum he carries off the top. Brad tries to hold him off.
Brad was sliding up so fast that Harvick had to lift because he didn't know whether Brad was going to take him.
So he didn't left for him. He left to lead.
He's like, whoa. 2 cars coming up.
Now, Brad Keselowski got loose at the bottom of the racetrack. Harvick saw it, but Harvick still takes the lead away from Keselowski, so it's Harvick, Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch. He says 15 minutes out. Right now, there's some crew chiefs that are looking at the radar because there is a weather system that is coming in from the west and southwest that could potentially affect if we get the rest of these 81 laps in.
Yeah, Rick, you talked about weather. I've been kind of watching it. You can never take the crew chief hat on, and it's a pretty impressive line of thunderstorms. Then, it only takes one pop-up shower as you see the two Penske cars here battle. Obviously, the 22 of Joey Logano has better tires, so we've been hearing a little bit of that on the radio. One pop-up shower can change the course, and I think that's some of the reason why we're seeing the intensity. You see right here, Dale, I mean, it's normal Midwest, right? Thunderstorms in the Midwest. You see how defined that line is as it gets closer. Obviously, the racetrack right there in the circles.
And Steve, I think that adds to the strategy of Kevin Harvick right now because he needs to build as much space as he can. Because if you start having to make a decision, are we going to pit or not under green because the weather's coming? That makes that decision easier. Making gap between first and second gives the crew chief a little more options.
And the thing, if you look behind Harvick, who's behind him? Where's his teammates? Those are the guys that have been up front all day long. They've had trouble. And now we got Penske cars, Kyle Busch and those guys, but they haven't been able to keep pace with him, so Harvick's driving off. Marty.
And Junior, to add to the weather, it's gotten a lot windier, and you see the cloud cover as well, and a lot of drivers saying that's changing the racetrack. So that's something you got to throw into the mix too, Steve, right? The weather is coming, the racetrack is changing. Certainly a lot different than when we started this race. Much cooler out here.
Well, my experience is as racetracks cool, the front tires gain grip. Maybe that's what's helped the 18. We heard, 9 plowings between adjustments. The track might be coming to him because the 18 is no longer a mid-pack car. He has worked his way up. This patch on the 22 will be for the second position.
Kyle Busch trying to take that high side. A little bit of a fire on the 3 of Austin Dillon right in front. He is on pit road right now.
That's a situation right there. Looks like a brake problem.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's hot. It's hot here today, and these brakes are going to probably suffer more than they've ever suffered all year long. Guys are going to have brake issues. These cars don't have a lot of drag, don't have a lot of engine braking. You're going to have to use the brakes to slow the cars down. Obviously, they haven't had their package built around cooling it enough. And
this guy right here, the 42 of Kyle Larson, he complained about brake fade in practice.
Sure did.
So this isn't new for everybody as he makes a big move going around Chase Elliott.
Some guys are lucky to have that issue in practice and be able to adjust. And unfortunately, it looks like Dillon's going to be pushing his car behind the wall.
And look who else is coming into the picture. Just behind that 42, the 78. We started the show off talking about the big 3, Harvick, Kyle Busch, and Martin Truex Jr. Well, right now they're running first, second, and sixth. And Truex Jr. still on the move.
Yeah, Martin keeps having to dig himself out of a hole. They had a problem on pit road this last time. Restarted 12th. He's driven up to 6th. Remember the start of the race, he had to start in the back. So they just keep having to go to the back and clawing themselves back toward the front, Marty.
And Jeff, it's really a product of the fact that they did not pass inspection last night. This team left the racetrack after 10 p.m. They finally passed inspection at 9:51. So those guys, along with Jimmy Johnson, Chris Buescher, and Denny Hamlin, all had their pit stalls given to them by NASCAR. They didn't get a chance to select them. So they're mixed in with the 42 and all these guys. And every time down pit road, Truex isn't happy because they seem to get blocked in. They seem to lose spots. So it's a constant battle, and it sort of penalized the 42 as well. They're all kind of losing spots every time they come down pit road just by being around cars that they're running around on the racetrack.
The gap between Harvick and Kyle Busch, 3.2 seconds. It's the Overton's 400 as we go NASCAR nonstop.
Long summer days. Full line of quick solutions. Right now, pick your power in fuel or battery and pick up a great deal on a Steel. Summer in America is here. Get to your Steel dealer today. Search STIHL or visit SteelDealers.com.
I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. You should have come prepared, Sir Glenn. You saw how long my to-do scroll was.
Didn't stop the rest of us.
No excuses. Snap into bold flavored protein. Snap into a Slim Jim.
Acting is about reacting. Give me your line.
Get 4 lines of unlimited data.
No.
For $100 a month. Plus 4 free smartphones when you switch.
You see what I did there?
Yep.
Smile, you're on Cricket.
Hello? Dale! What's up? It's Dewey. You know you're dead last, right?
Race isn't over yet.
Where's my stunt guy? Leon, you're in. Don't embarrass us. Good luck, Leon.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up.
Watch your back, Cole.
Easy.
Let's go places.
Since 1968, Michigan International Speedway has been creating lasting memories with friends, families, and your favorite drivers. This summer, the tradition continues as we celebrate 50 years of good times, week-long entertainment, and racing excitement. Be at the Consumers Energy 400 on August 12th. Tickets starting at $35. Kids 12 and under, half off on Sunday. Free Friday and Saturday. Free Saturday post-race concert with a Cadillac 3. Visit mispeedway.com or call 888-905-7223 today.
69 laps to go in the Monster Energy Cup Series racing from Chicagoland Speedway. This telecast presented by Steel. Harvick still out front, 3.4 seconds in front of Kyle Busch. Larson running third. Martin Truex Jr. up to fourth. Joey Logano is fifth.
That's what Kevin Harvick wants, right? This is where he's so good. Those left side tires right on the white line. He does this at Atlanta. He does this so many places where he just, parts of the racetrack, here he's in the top, but in 3 and 4, he's just digging on the bottom, Dale. And that's, I think, his strength. I think that's where he's his best.
Yeah, I knew he was probably going to get a big lead here, but I'm watching Kyle Busch in second place, watching the lap times. Kyle's actually faster than Harvick the last lap. They've been kind of swapping speed back and forth every lap, so if we do get an opportunity to bunch the field back up, Kyle Busch has moved into the picture here, as well as Larson back in third, also has amazing speed. Dale Jr., the big three. We've talked about them all weekend. Why did we talk about them? Look at this. This is the big three coming into this race right here. Most wins this season. The numbers are unbelievable. 5 for Harvick, 4, 3 for Truex Jr. Top fives, double digits for all of these guys. Every track you go to, they're exceptionally fast, especially the 1.5-mile tracks. How about the laps led? They dominate all categories, 4th, 2nd, and 4th. And oh, by the way, playoff points, they are killing everybody in playoff points. We saw Kevin Harvick score another chunk with that stage win. This was coming into that race. And oh, by the way, now they're 1st, 2nd, and 4th. They seem to always end up there.
There's a reason they're called the Big Three this season. When you look out the windshield or off the top of the car here of the 4 as it comes back to the grandstand side, you can see blue skies, but you can also see what looks like rain. So that's why these crew chiefs continue to look out over the grandstand and look off to the west to see how soon will this potential weather get to the racetrack. Will it get here before the end of the race? And will it get here before they have to come to pit road again? Because, Steve, they can't still make it to the checkered flag, can they, with the amount of fuel they have?
No, they can't. They're absolutely going to have to pit. Remember, we've seen this play out once already this year. Rain really came into play at Michigan, right? Well, that's where Clint Boyer decided, I'm going to get a little track position, race to the rain. Who did he beat? The leader, the 4 of Kevin Harvick.
Just what you're talking about at Michigan. Kevin Harvick to pit road.
There's the decision right there. You see Clint Boyer takes 2 tires. That lets him start. But then he closes it on the racetrack with 2 tires. Look at this move right here, Dale. Clears the 4 and was able to just run enough laps until the rain came. There it is.
Second win of the season for Clint Boyer. But now it's all Kevin Harvick. Harvick out front still has that 3-second lead over Kyle Busch.
And you just see Kevin Harvick, he's got a 3-second another pit stop. You got to find out where your weaknesses are, how the track has changed, and keep communicating that to your team in case you do get a pit stop.
Well, if he knows who's behind him, Kyle Busch is in second place, and Larson